Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about XRP this morning because it's nice and easy. I'd say it's an easy chart to look at, and one that probably a lot of people want to know about because it's come down massively. It was a buy the rumour, sell the news at the same time as all that Middle Eastern stuff, so it was a very strange day for XRP. Everything was plummeting, and then it bounced back up, hit 62 cents, and then it rejected massively and just basically just crapped its pants. Basically, it came down to a whopping 17%, currently still down around 12% from that rejection. So fine, fair enough. So what does it mean? Well, as far as this daily is concerned, we're below all moving averages. But as far as momentum is concerned, there is some evidence to say that the low has been put in there. A bit of bullish divergence generated on the money flow index. That's all though, only on the money flow index. There's none over here. This is like a double bottom. And look, I suppose a double bottom can count for divergence to an extent, but I'm not going to write too much into that or read too much into it. As you can tell, I'm still pretty ill, as is everybody in my family. I see loads of comments about people saying, "Oh, it's because the jab or blah blah blah." But I think it's more to do with the fact that if I get ill, my kids get ill, and when my kids get ill, they make me even more ill because I can't sleep, because they don't sleep, and then no one sleeps, and blah 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 blah. It's not like sitting back and chilling out on your own, sitting watching box sets in a bed, nice and warm. That's not how it works. It's not how it works at all. When I'm ill and everybody else gets ill, I'm the last one to get better because I'm basically serving everybody. So it's got nothing to do. I can't rule anything out. Who knows what's going on these days? But I think that is more likely the reason why it takes me a while to get better, is because I'm pushed harder than I would be on a normal day. Anyway, moving on. Volatility about to kick off here with XRP on the 4-hourly as the Bollinger Bands have really started to pinch a little bit compared to how they were. What am I clicking on here? So this is why I've not been doing the streams these last 2 days. It's just not possible for me to focus long enough to do a decent stream. I can't look at everybody's charts for an hour or two and be confident that I'm not missing details really. But yeah, the Bollinger Bands are pinching quite tightly now. We're above the center range. So if we're gonna pop and move in any direction just based on what we see right here, chances are we'll move to the up towards around 56, 57, where these death crosses have and will take place on exponential and simple moving averages. If we move over to the daily, those areas 55 to 56 got the 200, the 10, the 21, the 50, and then finally all the way up here around 58 cents, the 20 moving average. And again, I'm not going to rule out that we can't just do that straight away. We could, and we could even go on further than that. Now, a more interesting chart than the tether pair is the Bitcoin pair, the XRP to BTC. Now, we are currently below the 200 simple moving average. However, this 200 simple moving average has been sort of descending since the 2023 sort of rally, and we've been fading it ever since, really. But you might not or may not have recognised it, but there has been a sneaky little golden cross take place all the way back here in August, right? And although this is a Bitcoin pair and they're a little messy, you can see how the exponentials were messy, trying to reclaim it, up for a bit, down for a bit, up for a bit, down for a bit, blah, 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 blah. The simples are the same. We're down. We're closing in and around that area. I wouldn't say it's a support or a rejection at the moment. It's certainly a guide. And for the first time, what feels like an eternity, the moving average is going straight. So it's horizontal. It's looking all right. If we can get ourselves above this, even just for a prolonged period of time, even if it's not for a prolonged period of time, just like a couple of days, find a retest on it, a convincing one, then it might be the Golden Cross retest that we all look and hope for. The last one we saw really of any significance, I suppose, was this one here. So this could be where the V-shaped recovery comes from, and the next big rally comes from also. I know it's easy to hate on XRP. Everybody loves to bash XRP, but I love it. I think it's a great chart. I know what you're saying. I can understand your frustrations, but many people don't recognize where this chart has come from. Yeah, this chart came from fractions of a cent. Yeah, I know, a long time ago. But fractions of a cent, which means that it's up hundreds of X, even now, at this level. Now, sitting around 50 cents for me appears, and I'm strongly saying this, and I say it all the time, look, 50 cent, to me, looks like one hell of a giant accumulation zone, right? one massive accumulation zone. It's basically where we're at right now, right in the center range of what is an enormous accumulation zone for a very long period of time. You don't have to put your net worth into XRP, but if it does break out from what I think is a giant accumulation zone, these little peaks could be left in the dust, and you'll see this chart become something completely different, like it used to do in the past, right? It used to do that. And that's how it always looks. This is just the Binance chart. People just get used to the fact that this is the way it looks. This is not the way it looks. The way it looks is very different. I'll just quickly bring it up just because I need everybody to understand what I'm talking about here. The XRP chart looks like this. This is the XRP chart. You know, we'll go on a monthly chart. That is the XRP chart right there. You know, we'll put it on a log scale just for context. That is an XRP chart. So, you know, you're looking at charts that are up only. This is actually an up only chart. It's just that for the most part, people just focus on the Binance history, which is the more recent history, really. But that is the history of XRP. And there is a cycle going on here. It only didn't make a new all-time high on the last cycle because the SEC decided to pick on it and start bullying it. But when you look at a chart like this, look, I mean, what's all this down here? What was the lowest low? That double bottom down here. 0.3 of a cent. You know, that's mint. That's freaking awesome. 0.3 of a cent. What are you talking about? You know, we're up hundreds of percent here. And I imagine that when this finally resolves, it will look the same, and we will see ourselves into several dollars. You know, I'm not suggesting it's going to go massive, but new all-time highs. So it's for those with the ability to recognize what I've said, to justify having a position in XRP. And finally, just noting on the weekly Bitcoin pair, we're also sitting on the 20 weekly as well. Which, if you're going to get a support on anywhere, it's going to be between the 200 exponential, 200 simple on the daily, which is what we're at, or the 20 weekly as well. And look, we had this rounded bottom. I was saying all the way back when it was happening, I said, look, rounded bottom suggests bottom. It still is the bottom. The low appears to be in at this stage now, and if we're going to get a decent retest, lower area to grab XRP from, it's probably this area right now based on Bitcoin and on the XRP to USDT pair. So I like what I see. I can't help it, okay? I have enough XRP. I don't need to buy any more. I've got loads. But if I never had any, if I didn't have any, I probably would buy here, you know? I would. There's no reason not to, based on its own chart, you know? So I'm just going to put it to you that it looks good to me. I like the way it looks. I like the way it looks on the long term. I like the way it looks on the short term. I just like it full stop, all right? So it is what it is. There was a buy the rumor, sell the news on the sort of the filing for a new a spot ETF from where was it? Bitmart or something like that. Bitwise. And then the news got sold to a dramatic effect. It's oversold, in my opinion. Doesn't mean it can't come down lower in price. I'm not suggesting you put a 100x position on. I'm just saying we're back down to that center range, that give or take 50 cent zone. And so long as we're above 50 cent, for me, we have every possibility of actually recovering from there. So the center of an accumulation zone. The bottom of the accumulation zone, in my opinion, is going to be down towards the lower 30s. The top of the accumulation zone is probably more likely to be around the mid-70s. So you are in the center of an accumulation range. And if you believe what I believe, based on the charts that I have seen, we're likely to make a new all-time high and maybe even break out to do something that is never, well, that people just don't think is possible. But it is certainly possible when you look at the overall chart. You know, big, long consolidation, massive, big move. Big, long consolidation, big, massive move. SEC, see you later. Big, massive consolidation. We're ripe for the massive move. What's he going to do? You know, 2, 5, 10, 20? I don't know. But it is going to do it. That's what it looks like to me. And with all this fundamental stuff brewing behind the scenes, I don't trade based on fundamentals, but let's face it, if there's a utility to any crypto, and if there's a team behind any crypto that are unlikely to be scamming or rug pulling, it's this one. It just hasn't come to fruition. Maybe it never will. But I expect that the chart alone will complete its market cycle, which is majority consolidation, big move up. Majority consolidation, big move up. Majority consolidation, we're closer to the big move up than ever before. We expect there's going to be a 12-month period before we exit all positions generally. So why the hell not get yourself some XRP into that portfolio? I know it's tough. Don't listen to everybody. There's always somebody out there that wants to give it the big one. XRP is a blah. This is the XRP chart. Blah. I like to take the piss out of people for their constant belittling of XRP, but this is just a small piece of the puzzle. Do you know what I mean? It's like writing a movie review when you've just seen the trailer. There's don't get ahead of yourself. There's way more behind the scenes than this. This doesn't even take into consideration the all-time high. This is just a blip on the screen, and it will likely be left behind when it fulfills its full potential of a market cycle within the next 12 months. Right, that's it. No more. Let me know if you found that valuable. Let me know if you know any cold and flu remedies. And yeah, hope you have a nice weekend. Take it easy.